Good deeds are multiplied. During certain seasons and certain times, sins are also multiplied. So if there is a month that Allah has declared as blessed, or there are a set of days that Allah has declared as great, and they have virtue, and that good deeds are multiplied in those days, or very loved unto Allah during those days, then you need to know if you were to sin on those days, that would all be multiplied. Because as much as the good deeds would earn greater pleasure of Allah, sins would earn greater WTH of Allah. So one of the ways of actually doing a good deed is to abstain from sin. Did you realize as Muslims that just by staying away from sin, you are already earning a reward? Amazing. I'm doing a good deed by not doing a bad deed. Wow, that's amazing. Only with Allah, the most merciful, the most kind. If I were to stop myself from doing something that would displease Allah for His sake, so what have I done? I've pleased Him. So the pleasure of Allah lies in staying away from His displeasure. He'll already be happy. MashaAllah, that's an amazing thing. So my brothers and sisters, sins are also multiplied at certain times and in certain places. Imagine a person's sin. If someone commits a sin, perhaps in private, in his own home, it's different from sinning in the masjid, for example, the house of Allah, and it's different from sinning in Mecca, for example, and it's different from sinning in Ramadan, for example, and it's different from sinning during the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So I hope you realize that during these blessed 10 days, one of the things you should be doing is to avoid that which is sinful, major and minor. We should be avoiding sin throughout the year, but Allah gives us certain seasons where we become more conscious of sin, so we don't do them. And that would actually result in the pleasure of Allah, which will result in us becoming more conscious of Allah, becoming better people, and that will then help us to stay away from those sins, even outside of that season, be it Ramadan, or be it the 10 days of, or any other blessed time or place. So this is Allah's favor upon us. We need to realize what we must also do during these days, because we know that Allah loves good deeds during these days more than any other day. And I've already explained the difference between the nights where the nights of Ramadan are more blessed and the days that the days of the first 10 days of are more blessed. What should I do? Think of a variety of good deeds. Start off by look, I can tell you something. You have 10 days. If you were to read or recite chapters of the Quran a day, you'd complete the 30 chapters in 10 days. Subhanallah. And if you want to do it in 9 days, you can add to that. You can actually make it 4. You'll complete it in less than the time. There is none worthy of worship besides Allah, Allah alone. No partner does. To Him belongs entire kingdom, and to Him belongs all praise. He gives life and He causes death, and He is able to do anything and everything. That statement, say it at least 100 times, and you will have the reward that I mentioned. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us good deeds. Also, what's good to be very kind to your parents during these 10 days. Not to say don't be kind during other days. Also give some charity during these days. Perhaps engage in night prayer a little bit more excessively, and also seek the forgiveness of Allah, and Allah Almighty will forgive you. May Allah grant us all ease.